Hello, welcome back. So, bit of a change of plan now. It's occurred to me that summer is running short and desperate as I am to get this A-frame sorted out, get the shocks on and get it all back together again. The rust that I need to treat, basically if I try and paint when it's too cold, then it's never going to take. So I need to get the rust done in the next few weeks, I think. And if you can see this, there we go. So I need to get this off, it's all bubbling. Which means we first of all need to get this strip off. I believe you can heat this, it's just glued. Get that off, and I think there's bolts underneath to get this trim off, and then we can get stuck into that rust. Don't tell the missus I've nicked her hairdryer. Double-sided tape, very un-Jaguar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 torques. And when they're pretty tight, there we go. So, clearly been filled in the past. There you go. All of this down here is filler. So I reckon the sills have been done, because this is quite solid and I reckon it's had a respray. But this has definitely been filled, there's quite a lot of filler here. So all we can really do is get some more filler in there, fill that up. I don't know if that's rust in there or what it is, difficult to say. But yeah, it has some sort of filler. We just have to make that as pretty as we can. And then we've got the same issue, focus, there we go, got the same issue here. So we've got to fill this whole section. So clearly water from the wheel that's just been spraying up in here over the years. I mean, it's hardly surprising. I mean, I'm surprised it's in as good nick as it is. This metal's solid, but obviously that's been inside. But yeah, I think the inner sill needs to try and get in. I don't know if we can get down through these holes into the inner sill just to squirt some built amber in there just to protect it. I'd like to be able to do that. If not, I might have to drill a hole or something. But it would definitely be worthwhile getting in and having a go at that. So we can get through all the way down to the sill. And that's solid. So I think there might be a bit of can't go through that one. A bit of manky stuff at the top, which is what's causing this. That lower sill, that is absolutely solid. I honestly think it's been done. I have to have a dig through the paperwork, but I think it must have been welded at some stage. But that is absolutely solid. Yeah, listen. Hear that? That's the metal down at the bottom of the sill. That is absolutely solid. That's great news. I just need to be able to get my built amber thing down through those holes. I hope that'll go, and then squirt the whole of the sill, or as much of it as I can reach, basically, and go from there. So. This stuff's brilliant. This Isopon P40, got fiberglass in it, so it's for bigger holes. So I'll just dollop a load in there, let it dry for a day or two. I don't think I mixed the hardener in properly, but it's okay now. And then sanded it back, and I can fill over the top of that. I haven't put it in there because I can just put filler in there. There's loads of filler in here already, so I'm hoping this will give it a really solid base. Then in the wheel arch here, you'll remember there are some big gaps in here, so that's wet, I'm not going to touch it. But that should give me a nice solid base that I can fill over as well. Yeah, clearly it's not going to be as good as putting a new wheel arch in, but it'll do the trick. Then we have a helper here. Say hello, Mabel. Good girl. She's come to help me. Then we have on this side, this bit here. So the bumper sits along here. So none of this underneath is going to be visible. So I don't need to worry about doing too much of an amazing job there. But I have put some isopon in just to bridge all the gaps, and then I can just fill here with just normal body filler. And then hopefully get the painting done. I'm probably going to have to take this this light out as well when I do the painting, because I think if I mask it, it's just going to be impossible to mask it. There's this rubber seal here. So I think that's going to need to come out as well. So this has all been rubbed back. I'm going to rub it back again in a minute. This is where I took off the trim and the rust was all in here. So we've got rid of that, which is good. Same down here. This wheel arch has been a right old pain in the arse trying to get that all sorted out. Again, I'm going to rub that down in a minute. I just wanted to give it 24 hours to dry. We've got another patch here, as you can see. Now I need to get these headlights out in a minute so I can start painting. Then same on this side. Got another patch just here. I need to get this headlight as well. Get that removed. Looks like it's relatively straightforward. So just to summarise the steps that I've taken, I've used this stuff, the Isopon P40, which is the not carbon fibre, what's it called? Fiberglass reinforced filler. Bloody good stuff, actually. You need to work on it quite quickly because it dries quite quickly. So that's gone in the holes first. I've also used it underneath here because I was getting leaking up into the boot. So I'm gonna have to rub all this down at some stage, but you can see that I've just filled the holes, so it should stop the leaking. Then the next step was to use this stuff, which is the multi-purpose body filler. I mean, same thing, you mix it with a hardener. So that went on after I'd rubbed back the fiberglass stuff. Use that, and then the final step, which is where I am now, is hang on, this stuff, which I just got from Halfords. Other shops are available. Oh, come on, focus. Right, there we go. Holt's knifing putty. So it's just a very, it's basically for surface scratches. So I've just gone over the top of the other stuff. And I'm now onto, I think, 160 grit sandpaper or something like that. So yeah, I just need to get all that rubbed down. I need to get these headlights off and out, and then I can mask up and do the painting. So there's just a little clip here that just undoes, and that releases the whole light cluster. I'm just going to put that to one side, and then these look like 10mm. Yeah, 10mm. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 bolts, which are coming off quite easily. Go. Bolts, washers, nuts, whatever. Now, in theory, this whole mechanism should come out. Okay, hopefully I don't end up breaking anything, which I am prone to doing. Okay, there we go. So that's out. Okay, so now starts the painting. So this is a high build primer. So I've sanded everything back, got it as smooth as I possibly can. I've already put a mist coat on. I'm going to go in a bit harder now, so it's dried for about 15-20 minutes, something like that. I'm going to go thicker now. I forgot my mask. There we go. Fashion and safety. Well, about as good as it's going to get. If you can see that, that's where the rust was. I thought I'd sanded that flat, but that is definitely going to show through. I mean, it looks 10 times better than it did previously, but frankly I probably need to completely cut that out and put some of that isopon stuff in, but I can't be asked to do that now. I mean, it's going to look 10 times better. The bumper will mask most of it anyway, so I've got to flat this back now. That's my next job to do. Then around here, this is where I scratched the bumper. That has come out really well with the primer. So again, once that's flatted back and base coated, I don't think you're going to be able to tell. It depends how good the paint mix is. There's another bit there as well. Looks okay. I don't know what that line is there. And then this has been the tricky bit, trying to rebuild the wheel arch. I mean, it's actually not bad. I mean, I was going to look too closely at a wheel arch, are they? That's actually come up quite well. So I need to, and then this down here as well, which is where there was a big old rust spot down here. So there's a bit of a ridge, but I think that'll go when I flat it back. So that's my next job. So what I'm trying to do here is just blend the line between the primer and the original paint so it's completely smooth, because otherwise once I put the base coat on it's going to be visible. So this actually feels quite good. I can't feel a transition at all between the primer and the original paint. So hopefully that will translate into a decent finish when I do actually get to that stage. So I'm just going to finish this off and I'm going to move on to the next bits. Okay, so I completely forgot to switch the camera on for the first pass of the paint, but yeah, pretty happy with it so far. It's pretty well matched, to be fair. Looks okay at the moment. This is just the first coat. I've done all of the three main sections where we've got the rust problems. I think I'm probably going to get away with just 2 coats, but this is matched really well. So I just took the paint number from the VIN plate to a local car auto paint place, and they mix it up and done a pretty good job. Quite impressed with that. So I'm now going to get the second coat on and see how we get on. Here we go. So it looks pretty good. It's still drying. It's got a matte finish. We haven't put a gloss coat on. Sorry, I've got a mask on because it absolutely stinks. It doesn't have a we haven't put any gloss on yet, so it's still got a very matte finish. I mean, it's not perfect, let's be honest, but I'll tell you what, the colour's not bad. And it looks 10 times better than it did when we had all the rust. Now in the light you can see there, that's still drying, you can see there how you got the matte finish along here compared to the gloss at the top. So I tried not to go too high up, but we should
be able to blend, when we put the clear coat on, we should be able to blend that gloss into there. But yeah, like I say, I'm really impressed with this colour match. It's actually looking okay. And then round to this bit. I mean, this is the one that I'm slightly concerned about. I mean, again, that's blended in really well. I mean, you really can't tell the colour difference. And even where I thought that bit was going to show through, it doesn't seem to be. God, I can't even see it. It's here somewhere. But yeah, I can't see it. But I imagine that a whole year of driving in the winter, it's probably all going to go to rat shit again. But so far, so good.
I haven't bothered filming all of this, but this is with 2 coats of clear added. It's actually come up pretty well here. You can see here we've got a little bit of a line here, which I understand should, once I've sanded that, I'll use 2000 grit, sand it back, leave it for a couple of days, and then I'll polish it. That should be pretty much invisible, but I'm going to put another coat of clear on in just a second, see if I can get a bit more of a shine. But overall, not unhappy with that. Like I say, I haven't bothered filming it because it's about as interesting as watching paint dry. But I will put another coat on now, let that dry, and yeah, then it's a question of sanding out line and polishing it out. Afternoon everybody, here I am again in my second home, the garage. Frankly, I might as well move in, I've spent so much time in here. But I just wanted to show you something a little bit different. No car. So, I forgot how much space there is in here actually, because when this dirty great Jaguar is in here, I'm literally creeping around with no space anywhere. And you can see all the muck on the floor from all the underbody treatment and just everything else that I've done, the bits of rust that have come off and everything else. So yeah, the good news is that the Jaguar is officially out of the garage. I have been driving around in it. So yeah, it's nice to actually be able to use it for a change. But I just wanted to briefly show you, because I'm conscious I wasn't always doing so earlier in the video, the products that I've been using, just in case you want to repeat anything at all. So in no particular order, we have the Halford's High Build Primer. God, you know, I can't remember how much I paid for this. It's not expensive and it's pretty good stuff, so happy with that. Then we moved on to this, which, as I think I mentioned earlier, I got from an automotive paint specialist just down the road from me. So underneath the bonnet you will find your VIN plates towards the front. I couldn't find one at first, it was so mucky under there, and that will have your paint code. So in my case it's this Jag SEC Topaz. Then I didn't show you, very remiss of me, this jollop here, which is, I got it from the same place. It's just a premium lacquer clear gloss top coat thingy, and I cheated and used a attachment for my drill basically, because that made the whole polishing side of things even easier. So those are the products that I used. Oh, and the other things that I haven't really filmed this, but in between everything I have been using this Wah, the Buzzweld Wah undersill. This is good stuff. This is not as sticky as wax oil. It dries pretty solid, and well, we'll see how well it stands up through the winter, but pretty happy with that. And somewhere, I can't see it at the moment, I've got the rust encapsulator as well, but that is the key product that I've been using for the actual underseal, as well as this, which is the Built Hamber Dynax S50, and the good thing about this Dynax stuff is I get this funky wand, And with this funky wand, I could poke it into the holes under the plate in the passenger side and get into the inner sills, so that I could treat all of that as well. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting. Let's have a look at the car. The bumper. The bumper is back on. Now, I have, with the exception of the bolts that I struggled with, I have changed absolutely no parts whatsoever. The rusty bolts that I cut off, of course, I had to replace those, but they were easy to just find off eBay. Same thread pitch count, you know, just the right size basically. In fact, because I'm a muppet, I bought the wrong ones initially, then found the right ones. Now, all I have done, you'll remember the problems I had with the bumper with this bolt under here, which was free spinning. I actually, in the end, got myself a nylock nut, and managed to put that onto the top of the bolt, and that then fits in turn. There's a sort of a gap here, which is where the whole thing engages into the bolt. Does it properly on that side, but clearly is broken on this side and was just spinning. But with the nut, I managed to just sort of finagle the whole thing over, so it's sitting, the bolt is sitting and holding the bumper. You can see it's a little bit loose, but that's how it was originally anyway. Okay, so paint. Now, it's not gone as brilliantly as I hoped. Can you see there is very much a difference between the original paint there and what I've done here? So my attempts to blend it in were frankly woeful. The colour match isn't bad, but I've just not got the shine. You can see it's very glossy there, it's very matte here. Yeah, like I say, the colour's good. So I honestly don't know what I've done wrong. I'm going to go at it again with the polishing thing at some stage, but I just can't be bothered at the moment. I really can't. You know, I've got to drive it through the winter, so we'll see how it looks when that's done. And then on this side, same thing. If anything, that's worse. I don't know if you can you see it? I don't know if you can actually see that, but there is a line, a quite visible line between here and here, so that's where the clear coat has gone on. This is the wheel arch that I rebuilt. I'm actually pretty happy with this. Let's see if we can put a bit of light on here. There we go. I mean, again, on close inspection, it's not perfect, but this is the Isopon P40, so I built it up with the fiberglass and then just filled it, lots of sanding, and sprayed it down. And do you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. That's come out quite well. Then here we go, this bit here. So I'm yet to put, this is the finishing touch, which I haven't actually yet done. Of course, that goes on there like so. I've just got to get that sorted out. All I've done is screwed it back in, and that wand I showed you earlier that goes on the built hamber, before I put the bolts back in, I managed to poke that down right into the inner sills and just dumped loads of that built hamber in here. So that's just coated that with an oily wax to yeah, hopefully keep the worst of the winter salt and everything at bay. And then underneath, which I don't think you can really see particularly well, you can see okay, see all that black jollop there? That is the Jaguar undersill. So yeah, that's pretty much done as much as I want to for now, and hopefully that will last the winter as well. So there we go, that's it for another video. As before, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope it's helpful. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow. I mean, I just haven't got time to upload loads of videos, but it's quite good fun when I do get around to doing it. But it's all good. So yeah, hopefully you get some use out of it, and I'll see you in the next one, which is going to be the A-frame, dropping the A-frame and sorting out the subframe bushes.